It's time to shake them off. Welcome to Wake Up Happy Sis, the show that jumpstarts your day with a bang. We're strolling down these self-care streets as we navigate the maze of wellness and healing. We're helping you live happy, healed, and whole. And we do it all with a hearty dose of belly laughs for good measure. Stay tuned and get ready to wake up happy, sis. Welcome, everybody. Oh my gosh. I'm a little under the weather. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. Hey, boo, hey.
Ew, who are you and what have you done with my sister?
What are you talking about?
Don't
hate on me. Don't hate on me.
Sound like Froggy.
Yes, but don't hate on me because I got my Bucky's sweatshirt on. You see it. That's a very nice shirt you got here. I'm hating a little bit. Hey, everybody over here on TikTok, over here on Instagram, all our followers on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, everywhere you're tuning in from. Yes, I'm a little under the weather today. This change in the season always gets me. It gets me every time. But I want to welcome you to season 8 of the Wake Up Sis show. I am your chief self-love officer, Leanne Dulce, and I've got my fabulous co-host here, Sharonda Seeley, with her, with that good-looking Wake Up Happy Sis shirt on. I see it. So everybody over here just see me with Bucky's.
Totally clackable.
Let me clack on that. Because yes, it is. Just wait till I'm gonna get me a fan made like this, but it's gonna be a Wake Up Happy Sis fan. Because I feel like we need some Wake Up Happy Sis fans. You know what I mean?
Show you right.
Yes. So today we are going to be talking about busting through the stress barrier. Really, I know it's a topic that's way too familiar with everybody, but I think sometimes it's so often misunderstood. I want this episode really to be about transforming stress from a foe to a friend, because we're inviting more movement into our lives, uncovering the secrets to kind of maintaining physical and emotional balance, because that's important. And I even have a list of stress fighting foods, right, for you. So we're digging into all of that. Now, whether you're in the office, you're at home, or you're a busy person and you're always on the go, we got some strategies that's not only going to help you manage your stress, but also harness it to fuel your daily victories, right? Because there's two different types of stress. There's the more regular stress, right? But there's also stress that drives us forward, that spurs us and pushes us to be better, okay, and to do better. So, as you know, what's up, Kwame? That's my people over there. What's up, fam? I need you to grab your favorite cup of morning, whatever it is, because we don't judge over in these parts. Mine is a little bit of flavored water in the mornings. I want you to get comfy and get ready to tackle stress head on with us, okay? Because what do we do over here on the Wake Up Happy Sis show that's broadcasting on KCCR Cityscape Radio? We are changing the narrative for our Black and brown people, because we always over here telling our story our way. There's no other way for us to do it, okay? So that's all we can do. So all we can do is help the people. Excuse me. How was your weekend, Sharonda? Before we kick everything off.
It was pretty good. We did some car stuff with the Datsun's vintage cars, and they teamed up with like a pet shelter, and we got to play with the Datsun puppies.
Oh, we love the puppies.
But I didn't bring any home.
Yeah. I saw Arif saying you was trying to, though. You didn't bring it home, but not for lack of trying because you wanted one.
Excuse me, but I did edit his post and said he was in love too. Doggone it!
I mean, I
He
saw the
was in
picture.
love too.
He was in the background over there looking all booed up with the little puppies too. So I mean, I
See
get it.
that part there. See, thank you
I
so
get it.
much.
Oh yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, we tell the
All
truth. We gonna
along,
tell the
he in
truth.
my ear talking about some. We can't bring no puppies home. We can't bring them.
But he
Are
over
you
there.
talking to me or you?
I
I'm
think
just I'm asking for a friend.
he was probably talking more to him. You know how it is, because we see him and we're like, oh my god, they're just so cute. And I just want to take one. You know what? No. No. We cannot.
Doing this,
I
sir. We're
trust me,
not doing
I
this.
think about getting Ollie uh, a pet, like a little comrade.
You got what? His name is Ali.
No, I said to get him a comrade.
Oh, hmm.
Then I'd be like, you done lost your damn. You out your, as my grandma used to say, are you out your rabbit ass mind?
All of that part right there.
Because I know better. Like, but I mean, for me, if I got another dog, it wouldn't be a puppy. I would have to find one that's a little bit older because he's Ollie's 2 now. I cannot go back to that starting point.
Oh, girl, no. We see the way our life is set up and stuff. We like our sleep too much. We can't be getting up to nurse a puppy, man,
And
sir.
first of all, he got his little ass up at 6 o'clock this morning wanting to go out and it's still dark outside. I open the door up and let him right on out. Go ahead.
Did you forget you don't have fences or?
He's afraid of the dark. So he ain't gonna be out there too long. That's the only time I know I can let him outside and he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. He'd be like, oh, it's still dark out here. Mm-mm. I'm a just going back inside to my mama. That's the only time he has a little bit of act right.
A
Little bit.
little bit of sense.
Just a very little bit though. Let's be clear. Because I can't let him out most of the time. For those of you who don't know the trials and tribulations of my dog, Ollie, whose nickname is Oliver. And I know, don't judge me because his nick is what his real name should be. But yeah, he's a mess. Um, but let's dig into this topic, okay? Because today we are talking all about how you can bust through the stress barrier. This month is like Move More Month. It's wellness. You know, we talk about wellness here, and I want to make sure that we are giving you not just fun banter, witty banter, but that we're actually giving you some tools and tips to help make your life easier, to help you fight stress, cope with all the things, the myriad of things that we cope with in everyday life, right? So, the first thing I kind of want to talk about is I want us to understand how stress affects your body and affects your
Uh,
mind. Baby, look, because you've been going through it most recently with your stress stuff. I've been going through it with mine. But I know when stress really, when you're faced with stress, your body will naturally kind of trigger a fight or flight response, right? So let's get scientific for a little tiny bit. It's going to release cortisol and adrenaline. Now, initially, this our body's response is preparing us to react swiftly. Okay? It's going to enhance your alertness, your energy. But when these hormones are continuously released because we're going through ongoing stress,
mhm.
not just a stressful moment, but a stressful extended period ongoing, it can lead to significant health issues. So, chronic exposure can disrupt critical body functions. We've already talked about how it can help increase your chances of heart risk, heart disease, anxiety attacks, all those kind of things, right? It can also lead to sleep disturbances, weight gain and or loss, even other cardiovascular problems. So, one of the things we want to do is we want to make sure that we are navigating and working through stress and using everything that we have at our disposal to kind of help manage the stress that we're going, because stress is going to come, baby. Let me put my glasses on so y'all can see, so I can get in teach mode. Stress will come. Okay, just know that. So what about you, Sharonda? I know you've had some PTSD type issues. How are things going with you on that front?
Um, the worst part of it last year, my stress level, my reflected in my blood pressure was 194 over 103.
Mm.
That was scary. This year, I had to just let it go. I can't control, the other
Mm-hmm.
uh entity. I can only control myself, and
Very
I
true.
had to let it go because it was threatening to do me in and send me to a hospital or something. So
Yeah,
it
and
is
mm,
stress is not your friend in this situation. So now I think my best blood pressure was 112 over 76 when I'm not stressing. So
mhm. And that's the thing. And so Kwame said, unfortunately, pain and bad things take up more space in our minds long term. Hence why
mm,
bad news travels farther and lasts the longest. You have to remind yourself of your blessings daily to combat the stress of negativity. And he suggests a serenity prayer. I agree.
mm, mm,
Right? God grant me the wisdom to, I don't remember all the words of it, but it's really about how do we choose to react to the stress and the triggers that come, right?
yeah, yeah,
Because stress takes an emotional toll, a physical toll, a mental toll. Like, it's draining and taxing on so many levels, but it really can wreak havoc on your emotions. Okay. It can leave you feeling overwhelmed, anxious, unable to cope with everyday demands. You can't focus. You're not able to put in the amount of focus and time and dedication and effort into the things you normally have. So your performance starts to be affected.
mhm,
It can also affect how you relate to those around you, because now you're a little more crabby,
mm,
right? Or you're a lot more emotional,
mm,
right?
yeah,
Those are the things. Oh, he typed the serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Because sometimes
amen.
we're stressing over things that we can't change. We're stressing over things that are outside of our control when we should be focusing on the things that we can. So I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah,
Now, go ahead.
I had to just let it go and give it to God because I just was
Yes,
like, I've done all that I can. Now I need to get out the way so He can correct the situation. So
exactly. Exactly. Because there are times when there are things that are outside of our control. We cannot control them. The only thing that we have control over is us.
and our
I can
reactions to
control
it.
how I react to the stress and the triggers. I can control how I choose to present what's happening, right?
Mhm,
Sometimes you have to figure out, how do I reframe that? Because stress has long term health consequences, and we
yeah.
cannot continue to live with that. I'm talking about, for me, when I'm very stressed, well, when I had hair, my hair would fall out. When I had locks, that's when I would know, because my locks started thinning. Now, I was
Um,
never a person that had like clumps of hair just coming out, but I would notice when my locks started thinning and breaking,
mhm,
right?
Mhm.
My skin gets splotchy, right? My eating habits get out of control, right? Either I'm overeating or I'm not eating enough because I don't even have an appetite, right? These are the things that we have to really be concerned with.
Hmm.
Because,
I got one for you. How
okay,
about your period not coming on because of the stress? My period was playing peekaboo back in my late teens and my early 20s, partly because I was in basic training and all of the physical stuff.
yeah,
And I did, I saw it after I got done with all of my training. The next time was out of balance or out of whack. My period didn't come again because of stressful relationship. For 8 months, my damn period did not come. Did not come. And
mhm,
I'm in my prime. I'm barely 21 years old.
yeah,
Turns out I heard this term about being psychologically pregnant because I really, really, really wanted to be. And the Lord's like, nah, you don't want to be pregnant with this fool. So,
right.
yeah, yeah. So, y'all, your body reacts to stress in
Sure.
some really freakish ways.
It does. It does. And that that persistent stress, when you're in a constant state of stress and you're not handling it well, you're not regulating your emotions, it increases the likelihood that you're going to develop heart disease by 40%.
Yeah.
40%. That's crazy. Okay. But it also increases your chances of obesity and immune
Hmm.
dysfunction. So your
Yeah.
immune system can start to be affected. You're going to get sick more often, right?
Mm, girl, rheumatoid arthritis is immune issues. And if you are under stress, your joints are gonna be telling on you.
Hmm.
Ask me how I know.
Look, you sound like you talking from experience.
Over here looking like an extra in the doggone Thriller video because I can't close my damn hands and shit. Girl, hey, you better leave that damn stress alone. Leave that
It's
stress
not,
alone.
it's not worth it. And then not only does it wreak havoc on us personally, it actually is going to have a negative impact on our work and our productivity as well,
Hmm.
right?
Yep.
Because
All
it
of that part of what she just
yes,
said.
because it impacts your cognitive function, concentration, memory, decision making. All of those things can be negatively impacted by stress.
Hmm.
Okay.
Child.
So now you over here at work looking crazy because you can't focus. That report you were supposed to get done last week never got done because you can't
Yeah.
even think right, right? High stress leads to approximately $300 billion annually in lost productivity just in the United States. Just in the United States.
I'm going to subscribe to the train of thought. Some of that can be preventable
Yes,
if
definitely.
if you're still in the working arena, if you have great leadership, or if you
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna bring it closer to home when you have a great, huh?
I said, bring it on closer to home. Bring it home.
Yeah, when you have a stronger relationship to your higher power than the situation that you're in, things won't change until you do. Because for me, looking back and trying really hard to get the attention of my supervisor when I should have been leaning on my higher power, just that thing could have took me out. I told you what happened to me at work. I mean, that could have ended so much worse than it did. I just refused to work with that particular client. I've never done that before. I've never not wanted to work. Never. I've never. not wanted to do my job because I know I was good at it and stuff. But that day I saw that doggone person's email address pop up, I lost all of my shit. Like lost my damn mind.
Mm.
I told my boss, I'm not doing anything else for this person. Basically, I was very indignant. Basically, it was implied like, who gonna make me?
Who
Because
gonna
I've
check?
been talking to you about this same damn person for 2.5 years. Who the hell is gonna make me work with this damn person the way I'm feeling right now?
Who gonna check me, boo? Who gonna make me? Because I'm not having it. And I think that's the thing, right?
Mm,
Because I had one experience where this is one of the clients that I still work with this company to this day.
mm, mm,
Um, but there was a new manager that came in, and he just had this it's my way or the highway kind of thing. Now, anybody who knows me knows I'm a very strong person, but it got to the point to where he would he would come across as very disrespectful to me. It was to the point where I was at work one day and I was literally crying. And I told my friend, I'm about to quit. I was this close to quitting. Okay.
mm,
And I don't know what happened um, between then and then, but I think we just both kind of got off on the wrong start, right? We got off on the wrong foot.
mm,
And sometimes it's about understanding that we all have a part to play in the things. So I had to look at me and say, what part did I play in this? Because it's a new relationship. Have I been as open as I could be? Because sometimes we get stuck in our ways, but the other person has to be willing to do that as well. It cannot just be a Leanne sees what she's done wrong, but don't nobody else in the world see what they've done wrong to me to make me act the way that I do. I come across as very, very strong. I can't have an attitude, but typically I ain't giving it if I'm not getting it. Because what I've learned is that I cannot tolerate stressful, toxic environments for an extended period of time,
mm,
because it starts to impact how I feel and look and the way that I'm going to work at that job. My performance, all of those things are going to be impacted, because I be damn if I'm going to let somebody else affect my money. So I had to get a control and handle on what I could change in the situation. How could I try to turn that relationship around? And I gave myself a month. If the relationship didn't change, I would have left.
mm.
Right. And we became good friends. Sometimes because
So
some
what was the issue? How did y'all end up? I mean, how did y'all start on the wrong foot?
because he came into a project midway. We already have policies, processes, and procedures. And he just came in like um barking orders at me, like I don't know my job, like I have not been doing this for years, right? Um and because it wasn't his way, it was wrong. And he later apologized, and I apologize as well, because if you come at me that way, I'm going to respond in a similar fashion. That is not always my goal, because I want to manage things in a professional way. But he yelled at me one day, and I damn near lost my shit. That was the day that I was so mad. If I get to the point that I'm crying,
Mm,
it's not a sad cry, it's an angry cry.
mm-hmm,
I have
mm-hmm,
to immediately remove myself from the situation, or I go black. meaning I
Ooh,
can't see, I don't know what happens. So I don't let people take me to that space because it's really hard to come back from it. So you have to know what your triggers are. You have to know when and how to respond and react and what your barriers are. We talk about that a lot on this show because it always starts with barriers. We teach people how to treat us or mistreat us. If we don't have boundaries and barriers that we are not in barriers, boundaries that we are enforcing, then we're going to continue to be stressed by outside things. But I want us to learn how to turn that around and how to effectively manage our stress. Because when you effectively are managing your stress, okay, you're you're immediately reducing the impacts of the stress, but it's also going to help contribute to our long-term health and overall well-being. Because when I know, hey, next week's going to be a real stressful week because I got this, and this. I got this client that I may have to fire. I've got family that is toxic, whatever it is. When we learn that we can only control how we respond to it and start putting things in place so that we can help manage and reduce the impact of the stress, you could try yoga, you could try meditation, making sure
exercising.
you're getting regular physical activity, different foods, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. There are foods that we can eat that can help with stress reduction, right? Because we want to engage in practices that help us turn that stress into a positive, into a motivation. Like Sharona talks about before, how her father would say certain things about her. And if you know Sharonda, if you tell her she can't do something, that's the very thing is now on her list of, well, what I'm going to do is what you just said I can't, right? She
Challenge
figured out how to
accepted.
turn, do you see what I'm saying? You figured out how to turn a stressor into a motivation for you. And we have to look at things like that. Everything isn't always a horrible, it's the bad. Good morning, the community. I love that name because we love,
Ooh, me too.
yes, good morning. We are having a fabulous and a blessed day. I'm not feeling too well, but I'm going to make it through because that's what we do. So we got to take a little break real quick. But you are tuned in to the Wake Up Happy Sis Show on KCCR Cityscape Radio. Um, where we're changing the narrative for our Black people because we're telling our stories our way and we're unapologetic about it over here. Okay. This is a for us, by us type of thing. Everybody can learn from us, but who is our focus? Us. We have to take care of us. So, Kwame said, realize when you react to someone negatively, you're giving people the power to control your emotions. Yes. And we have to take our power back. Stop
Yeah.
letting somebody else control you. Learn to respond and not react. I love that, Kwame. We have to learn how to respond and not react out of emotion. Sometimes that means take a deep breath before you respond. Just take, or before you react, just take a deep breath and think about the words that are going to come out of your mouth first. Kwame said, you're the master of your fate, the captain of your soul, and you get to control you. That's all we can control in this life is us and how we respond to things. But let's take this quick little break and we'll be right back. Hey, sis. Ever feel like you're on the verge of a meltdown? Are you overwhelmed from juggling your job, your family, and trying to fit in me time, but seriously dropping the ball on that last one? Guess what? You're not alone. Introducing the Burnout Recovery Kit. It's your 14-day lifeline to go from burnt out to lit up. Get ready to reclaim your joy, energy, and that I've got this attitude. Grab your free ebook, a purpose-driven workbook, daily email prompts, as well as SMS boosters and Q&A sessions. It's like a spa day for your soul, and guess what? It's totally free. Don't waste another minute feeling drained. Go to officialburnoutrecoverykit.com right now and kickstart your transformation. The Burnout Recovery Kit, because you deserve to be at the top of your own to-do list. Don't just cope, thrive, sis. You hear that smooth? You hear that smoothness? You will never hear that song anywhere else. That is my song. My song, okay? You ain't gonna, if you hear it somewhere else, I'm about to have to get on somebody. That to get the lawyers. Invictus. The end of his quote comes from the poem. Okay, retired English teacher. So what is your name, community, and what do you do now? Now, I want to talk about, should we go to move it or should we go, let's talk about foods. Because did you know that you can eat differently to help manage your stress? There are foods that
Tell, ma'am.
yes. So the connection between your gut and your brain, it really plays a critical role in how stress affects us. You ever been overstressed and your stomach starts to hurt? Right? That gut check.
Nausea.
Yes. Right? Nutrients affect your brain chemistry, which in turn impacts your emotional and your psychological health. So, foods rich in probiotics like yogurt and fermented foods like kimchi or sauerkraut can enhance your gut health, which is linked to reduced anxiety and stress levels. Excuse me. According to studies published by the American Psychological Association. Y'all know I love to give y'all some backed up facts on here. We don't just talk out the side of our neck. Okay? We bring you real, we bring you our real lives. We lay it all on the line for you here. Right? You want to maintain healthy gut flora because it not only is physically healing, but it's also great for our mental well-being too. And there are certain foods that can do more, that can help more. Your omega-3 fatty acids found in fish like salmon and walnuts. Those are also known to reduce your stress hormone levels and to combat depression. Okay. Salmon helps reduce inflammation. It helps lower your cortisol and adrenaline levels, and that's going to help ease your stress. Okay. Dark chocolate contains flavonoids, which are antioxidants that can help boost your brain health, improve your blood flow, and reduce neuroinflammation. It's also been known to enhance your serotonin levels, which can help reduce stress and promote that feeling of well-being. Okay. We've got blueberries, which are packed with antioxidants and phytonutrients. They help improve your body's response to stress and fight stress-related free radicals. It also supports the production of dopamine, which is crucial for your mood enhancement. Oh, okay. She's a baker. Nice. Okay, teach online. Look, that journey transitioning to working from home, I've been doing it for 13 years. But baby, that transition ain't no hope. It's hard. It's hard. And that in itself causes more stress. Right?
Uh-oh.
No, you already hear him. You already hear the general. Green leafy vegetables, avocados, yogurt, oatmeal, turmeric. Now, turmeric, turmeric is one of those uh, hidden gem spices. Okay. It contains curcumin, which has potent anti inflammatory and antioxidant properties. It helps fight the physical and emotional
Mhm.
effects of stress by reducing inflammation in your brain that's associated with anxiety and depressive disorders. Okay. So if
Mm.
you got some turmeric, just sprinkle a little turmeric in everything. Go and put it in everything. Get you some chamomile tea. Okay. And I'm gonna give you my secret tea recipe. Okay.
Oh, she about to spill the tea, y'all.
Period. Period. So this is what I put in mind. Okay. This helps when I'm sick, when I'm not feeling well. So first I get the um the elderberry tea. Okay. Elderberry tea is going to help keep you feeling in tip top shape condition, help fight off a lot of sickness. I typically only get sick at season change. I don't usually get sick any other time. Okay. So you'll take some of that stress relief tea. I mean the elderberry tea. You're gonna put some organic garlic in there. And I know you think of garlic. Yes, garlic. You're gonna put some ginger in there. You're gonna put I have infused honey that I get from Ethiopia that
Mhm.
has black seed oil in it. So I'll put some of that in there, lemon, little cayenne pepper, slap a little turmeric in there. It's going when I had COVID, that's what I drank.
Mhm.
It's gonna take it. It shortened my thing was 5 days max. And I'm talking from beginning to end. Okay.
Mhm.
So you want to make sure that you are putting things into your body that are going to help with the internal effects, inflammation, things of that nature that are the outcomes of stress.
Hmm.
You can work out. You can, you know, make sure you're working out. But the food is what's helping work out our insides. Okay.
Mm.
Exercise is going to help with the outside. This must have been a divine appointment. All praise him. I'm going to market tomorrow. Look, look, and go and make you some of that tea. Make you some of that tea. Now, if you don't have elderberry tea, you can buy the dried elderberries and you can do it. I'll also, I'm a big tea fan. Okay. If you saw, I have a whole little bookshelf that has nothing but tea stuff on it. I was in a tea,
Hmm.
I was in a tea subscription box club. So I have so many teas, I can't even drink it all. But I also go to the farmer's market. Yes, me too. Me too. The universe aligns and it brings people to you. So it brought you to us.
Absolutely.
Amen. And welcome to the family. We hope you stick around.
Absolutely.
So get those ingredients, try some new things. I will also get chamomile tea. I like ginger tea. I'll do green tea. Um, I also will just get different herbs that I have. I have like a whole apothecary shop in my house. Okay. So I'll just blend up and mix up different things because I want to see
Mhm.
how my body reacts to them. How it does it help improve my mood? Does it help improve or lower symptoms? We have to eat for who we want to be.
Right. Right.
Now, am I a small chick? Hell no. I don't think I was meant to be small because Jesus, no, I would.
You too much of a foodie to be a small chick, huh?
Hmm. And I would be a hoe. I would.
What?
I would be a whole hoe in these streets.
Instead, he made you a gangster.
I would be a whore. A whore. But who was that? Who was that? Kevin Hart. Is this a whorehouse? Look,
Uh,
these just
mm-mm.
jokes. These are just jokes. Okay. But now, one thing I will say, try to stay away from the caffeine and excess sugar. Find other ways to sweeten and to get your boost of adrenaline, right?
Yep.
Caffeine might seem
Right.
like the go-to for that energy boost, but it's like a crash effect. It's a crash effect. Okay. But because it's actually can increase your anxiety, it can disrupt your sleep patterns. Okay. And if you're sensitive, if your system is very sensitive, it can make it even worse, right?
Mm.
High sugar intake can lead to spikes and crashes in your blood sugar levels, which can enhance stress and irritability.
Hmm.
Okay. You don't
If you
want,
just have to have it, try like natural or organic honeys.
yeah.
And instead of the regular milk creamer, try almond milk.
Well, and a lot of people are also switching over to the like that mushroom coffee or the mud water,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Because they're trying to find healthier alternatives. Have you ever met somebody that's like, don't talk to me until I've had my fourth cup of coffee?
Oh my.
I'll be
You
like,
got a problem.
how are you still alive? You drinking all that, right? So you want to lower your caffeine intake, lower your sugar intake, um, because those things can help manage your stress levels and your body's
Hmm.
response to stress. You know,
Hmm.
look, go on and be real nosy with the herb vendors. The herb, when you go to, like, if you go to the outdoor markets and they have herbs or where there are actual real farmers that are growing the herbs, they usually can tell you so much about the herbs. Okay. They
Hmm.
can tell you, but get yourself a book. Do your own research. We just tell you things here so we can pique your curiosity. Okay. Because we want you to have all the information to make informed decisions about what you want to do and who you want to be and how you want to show up in this world. Right. Now, make sure that you're also meal prepping because the stress over trying to figure out what to eat, baby, that's real. I made a big old pot of gumbo. Okay. And when I say it was a big pot, a chicken and sausage gumbo, because I don't eat shellfish.
Hmm.
And I will freeze most of it. Right. Because I make enough that I can eat off of that one pot for a good week if I want to. Right. But I'll freeze
Hmm.
it because it keeps very well.
Hmm.
Literally all you do, thaw it out, put it in a pot, put it right on back on the stove. And it's just like you just made it. Right? So look at ways that you can meal prep because last minute decision making typically leads to uneating healthy habits. And you want to make sure you're getting a balance of the right kind of foods. I just gave you the list. I'm going to turn that into a downloadable. So when you go and rewatch the show, because I just assume everybody's going to be rewatching, you'll have the link to the stress fighting foods. So I'm going to give you that list that I just read. I'm going to give it to you. And I might even throw a couple of recipes or something in there. You never know. You ain't getting my gumbo recipe, but you know. And if you're looking for what's a quick snack that I can do right now, right? You could do apple slices with almond butter, maybe a small handful of nuts and berries, because these are just things that are going to help you maintain your blood sugar levels, and that helps reduce stress, right? Think about healthy snacks that you can take with you on the go, things that you can keep at work in your desk,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that you have these little things. And remember, turmeric and ginger, turmeric and ginger, great things. Black seed oil, I take that. I have, like I said, these infused honeys because I really don't deal with processed sugar. My body doesn't process sugar very well. So I
Mm-hmm.
have to do all of that in moderation. So I'm not really a sugar person, right? But did you also know that the frequency with which you eat meals can help?
Do tell.
Yes. Look, I bring all the news. Eating smaller, more frequent meals helps you from having those sugar dips, you know?
Mm.
Okay. Now that's really good. That's really good. She said, I'm working on the process of using fruit as a natural sweetener. Yes. Yes. Definitely,
Mm.
wholeheartedly, yes. You can um you could even blend it up. You could blend it up and put it in there and make your tea a little thicker. But if you get dried fruits, you can blend those in your blender or your mixer if you got a little food processor, and you could put that in with your tea.
Mm.
I use rock sugar because it's not processed and all of that like the sweeteners you have, so you don't have to use a lot of it. I'll use
Mm.
honey, I'll use agave sweetener. There are so many other options because I don't like those Splendas and all those. They just have that
Mm.
negative, nasty aftertaste that I hate. Okay.
Mm.
Look, you know what, Kwame? That's why I fucks with you.
Rum is better.
Together, rum is better. You know what?
Oh.
Look, that's that island boy in him. They're gonna like their rum. They're gonna like their rum.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't say that I disagree with you. Okay. I
Where's the
can't.
lie?
Where's the lie there? So, what are some of the things that you do? Because the last part I want to talk about, we got about 12 minutes left in the show. The last part I want to talk about is mental techniques and routines for stress management. Because we always got to talk some tips, give you some little tips, some
Yes.
little things that you
Yes.
can do. This is my favorite part of the show. So I want to open it up to you. What are things that you have learned to do, you know, to help manage and navigate stress?
Hmm. So I my husband been on me about the knees over toes guy because I have real bad knee issues. So one of the techniques he has that's helping me take some of the pressure off of my knees is to walk backwards. So if you're doing it on a treadmill, you can like set it to the grade that you want and then like turn it off and then it'll stay, stuck at 8% or whatever. And so I put myself on a timer for like 15 minutes today. And so I just walk backwards until the timer. Then, and while I was doing that, I was meditating. I was listening to this book by David Wynn called You Are Not What You Think, or The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and you know just getting into the zone and stuff, and I'm finding there's peace there when you're just meditating on words of the book. This is not my first time listening to these books because I missed some, or I might have wanted to go back and chew on some, or listening to like white noise when I'm trying to go to sleep.
Yes.
um uh and just to I think I was telling you last week I sat in a hammock and I just listened to nature,
Yeah.
a natural soundtrack, and
Yeah.
the wind was blowing a little bit and the trees limbs were going like this, like, hey girl, hey,
Hey, boo.
and just rocking. And I just like fell off of a cliff, and it was just I just landed on a pillow of peace. It was amazing.
I love that. That's a clackable moment.
Oh,
Fell off a cliff and landed on a pillow of peace. Yes.
uh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. And I think,
So, and that's a good way to quiet your mind.
yes, it's important, right? To have things that you know how to do to help you regulate your stress. All I can do is give you recommendations on what has worked for me or what statistically has known to work. But it's up to you to do the work to figure out what goes into your self-care toolkit, what your little toolbox of things, what's in it. My
I'm getting tired of doggone Kwame. He need to come on to the show. All these nuggets he dropping and stuff.
right. And Kwame says self-assessments are key to ensuring you're not getting into your own way. You can only control you, so do an inventory to help you be aware of the tools you have at your disposal. Look, didn't I just say the toolkit? Kwame, get out of my mind, okay? And I agree with that.
Hmm.
Build a small team of trusted people and always have a good friend or friends who are a sounding board and who will tell you the truth, not what you want to hear. They're going to tell you the truth. They're going to hold space for you. But if I'm looking into my toolkit in the stress relief portion of my toolkit, because I have a lot of different areas in mind, okay? Mindful meditation is the first. So, Sharonda, just getting in that hammock and just listening and quieting down, allowing your mind, if you're somebody like me whose mind is always going a million miles a minute, I need to unplug, I need to disconnect sometimes, right? And mindful meditation is a powerful stress relief tool because it's really about focusing on being intensely aware of what you're sensing and feeling in the present moment. We're not interpreting it, we're not judging it, we're just becoming in tune to our body, how we're feeling, doing a body scan. You know, I notice I'm breathing a little heavy, or I notice I got a pain right here. I'm feeling nervous about something. We're not trying to judge those things or interpret. We're just being present in the moment. Now, practicing mindfulness is going to involve some breathing methods, sometimes guided imagery, and other practices that really help relax your body and mind. And that again helps you reduce stress, right? It can help ease psychological stresses like anxiety, depression, and even pain. Now, there's also cognitive behavioral therapy techniques for reducing stress by changing negative patterns of thought and behavior, right? Sometimes it's realizing that there's a distortion in your thinking and you're creating problems that may not really exist.
Hmm. You're not what you think.
You
Check
haven't
that book out.
you haven't talked to your boyfriend, y'all don't live together or anything. You haven't talked to him in a week, and if you're an overthinker like me, you immediately might go to, well, what's wrong? What's different? And your brain is starting to create problems. Oh, he doesn't like me anymore. Oh, he's cheating. Oh, he's whatever. You have no basis, no fact. He might just damn be busy. We all have times where we get busy and just don't have, we haven't found the time to do the things that we always do. Sometimes our mind will trick us into thinking there's a problem
Hmm.
when none there. It's a distortion of our thing. And a lot of that is caused by the trauma been that's been inflicted on us and left with us. So now There's a lot of trust issues. So if things don't go the way that we think they're supposed to, something has to be wrong. And cognitive behavioral therapy is going to help reevaluate those negative thoughts in light of reality. Let's look at what you do know, right? Let's be honest about what we do know and what we don't know at this time so that we're not making assumptions, right? Because when you challenge these negative thoughts, you're replacing them with more objective, realistic ones. Stress is going down because you're not giving yourself stress where there was none,
Hmm.
right? Kwame said in his toolkit, he does a blessing inventory. Am I alive? Am I healthy? Do I
Mm.
have a roof over my head? Do I have food? Am I sane? Do I have money to afford my lifestyle? Do I have people who love me? Yes. What one of the things I have people do when they're wrestling with issues is do a gratitude journal. So you can start or end your day with gratitude, right? Being
Mm-hmm.
grateful that you woke up this morning, you're in sound mind body, like you said, doing that blessing inventory. And then at night looking at what are three things that happened in my day that I am grateful for. And they don't have to be these gigantic, enormous things. You know what? I saw the most beautiful butterfly, or I just got a chance to sit in a garden full of beautiful purple flowers, right?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Gratitude helps, right? It can help set
Yep.
up your day, close out your day, and it can help reframe those negatives into positives. Because once you've done that consistently, there's no way and there's no room for a lot of negativity, doubt, fear, all of that, because you're replacing it with gratitude, and you'll start seeing the shift. Because as you change up here, you change in here, and things around you start to shift. You jump the timeline. You left that timeline, and we're going to a happier, more prosperous timeline. You can also do different breathing techniques. One of the things I know that works for me, this is another thing in my arsenal that I have actually used, is when I have pain in specific parts of my body, I will use more controlled meditative breathing to breathe into the space where there is pain, for pain relief, for stress relief. They have diaphragmatic breathing where you focus on filling your diaphragm rather than your chest. So you're feeling here, not here, right? Because that can help regulate your body's response to stress. It helps slow down your heartbeat. It can lower and stabilize your blood pressure. And it's going to help create that feeling of calm. We need techniques. Now, if you want more techniques, you can go on in the chat and we can, I can pull together some more techniques, things, because like I said, we're filling our self-care toolkit, toolbox, whatever you want to call it, treasure chest. That's the goal here, to fill it up every week with something new. And especially as we're living in a world that is not always being kind and is giving us more stress than it's giving us chances to be peaceful and calm. You have control over you. As we wrap up, is there anything you want to share, Sharonda?
Just this show was filled with tips and tricks and hacks to get you to your peaceful place, and you get to choose to go to your peaceful place. And instead of like Kwame said, don't allow people to bait you. Don't allow people to control you emotionally and take you outside of yourself. Because
Amen.
bad things happen when that happens. and just protect you. Be more vigilant about protecting your peace.
Yes. Those boundaries that we talk about all the time play a big part in how you manage and navigate the stressors and the triggers, the trauma triggers that are going to come up in your life. You have control of you, right? So I want you to remember that managing stress is really about more than just occasional relaxation, but it's really about how do I integrate healthy practices into my everyday life, because we want to be preventative. We want to be proactive, not always reactive, right? If I can do more on the
Mhm.
front end so that my stress is lessened on the back end, I think that's a win-win, right?
Absolutely.
So, whether it's taking a few minutes to meditate, like Kwame said, starting your day off winning because you're doing that blessing inventory and gratitude checks daily, right? Or it might simply be that you're taking a walk. You take a walk, get out in nature, go play in your front yard, garden, right? Every step that you take towards a healthier, happier you is helping us manage and reduce the stress in our life. You have the strength and you have tools to transform your stress into energy that propels you forward. So I want you to keep pushing. I want you to keep moving and always keep thriving and wake up happy, sis. Like, that's what we about over here. So as we close out, I really want to leave you with this thought, okay? And then we're gonna go. You are capable of incredible things in your life. You have to know it, see it, feel it, believe it without doubt, right? Stress is simply a signal. It's not a sentence. It's just a signal.
Mm,
So let it guide you. Look, let it guide you, not govern you.
mm,
Okay?
ma'am.
So, Trona, tell the people how they can get in contact with you.
Bookkeepingforlife.com. Today is April 15th, y'all. You know what it is. I'm still here to help.
Yeah,
Tax day.
yeah. I need to just go on ahead and file my extension. Just go and file. Just go and file.
Yep, that's what you need to do.
Yes. Now, if you like the kind of stuff that we talk about, we do have a free Facebook group. If you go on Facebook, just type in Wake Up Happy Sis. You'll find us. We all over the place. So you can come on in the room and just be a part of it. He said bars. Thanks, Kwame. Hey,
Hey, Tanya.
wanted to make sure you was in the building. All right, we back for season 8. Hey, friend. So you can head on over, find us there. Make sure you're following the show on all the channels, YouTube. Uh, Make sure you're following us on TikTok. We do post all of our episodes to all podcasts and streaming platforms. So make sure you're joining us. Again, if you want to get the list of the foods, stress relieving foods, and some stress techniques, make sure you head on over to wakeuphappysis.com. Get on the mailing list because I'm going to send it out there. Make sure you're following us on social media because I'll be posting it there. And you'll get that link if you sign up for the email list. You'll get the link where it's a downloadable. Otherwise, you're just going to have to wade through the posts and get it. So just get on the list. You get first access to everything. So we'll be back on Thursday. And what are we talking about on Thursday? On Thursday, we're going to be talking about Nourish to Flourish, Minority Health Uncovered. So we're really going to talk about nutrition in the Black community and the importance of really looking after our nutritional needs. So make sure you tune in, okay? Come and join us. We love you. And I want you to have the day you're meant to have because you have control over how you respond to all the things that happen to you. So choose to make it great. Choose to make it great, and it just is. Love y'all. And we will see you on Thursday. Oh,
Bye.
Patreon. I'm getting a Patreon up. I'm getting a Patreon up because we are this season. I do want to implement some things. So if you're on the Patreon, you'll get different things than everybody else is gonna get. So good looking out, Kwame. It'll be up by Thursday. And I'm glad you didn't miss us. We're glad you're here.
Aw,
We'll talk to
love
y'all
you right
next.
back.
We'll talk to you
Bye.
2 and 2. Let me make sure I get everything off. Look, this is when you got too many things going. I had to get a whole new thing and everything's not. Here we go. Bye, everybody. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Wake Up Happy Sis on KCCR The Brownstone. Make sure you show up every Monday at 10 a.m.